Hi everyone, welcome. I'm going to jump straight into a screen recording. These lessons or teachings, insights are for my benefit as this solidifies the lessons that I learn as what you teach, you learn, and vice versa. And secondly, hopefully this adds value to others out there. This will be a mixture of spiritual and pragmatic ideas, insights, principles. So let's jump into it. How to be free, letting go of identity. Current state. We have identified so much with our current state and who we are, or rather who we think we are, that any deviation from this puts us in uncharted territory. And this may scare most of us, as we can become comfortable and feel almost safe with the current status quo. And that can be in situations that are detrimental to us and not serving us whatsoever. As an example, how often have you seen the same beggar on the side of a road for many years? Or an abusive relationship and how that person stays in that situation or moves on only to repeat the same. I know for myself that I have family members that have done this exact same thing time and time again. So it has come down to how we value ourselves and how we have identified with a limited perspective of ourselves, which is hiding the unlimited potential. The status quo can also be down to the illusion of fear and that nothing seems to be within our control. On one level, many things are out of our control, and so it seems easier to stay in the current situation or status quo only for life to eventually force or move us to make any necessary changes. Change is constant, as we know. Everything is dynamic, so ever-changing. We do ultimately have control over our inner world, thoughts, and emotions, which will then change our perception of the world and how we deal with it. This takes a level of awareness and perhaps one could say discipline to see this. Meditation is a great tool for this. So as I've said in my other videos, I will always recommend highly meditation as much as possible on a pragmatic note and a spiritual pathway. So as you'll notice, I just made a quick change to this sentence because it's just so it relates. So basically, this change of our inner world will subsequently lead to the outer world changing accordingly. This can be hard to see when a particular current situation is perhaps not where you want to be and you cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel, but it is there. Sometimes the seeming magnitude of that particular overwhelming situation captures all of our energy and attention and will take a level of awareness to see beyond these illusions of fear. Peace of mind is always at hand, no matter what the situation is. This, of course, is easier said than done, and again will take a level of awareness, but it is always there. Peace does not come from within, peace does not come from without, but within. A layer deeper, the outer world is but a reflection of our inner world. The point is, there is more control or the ability to create than we realize we have in this world, of which we are aware, and the power we have to make changes. The balance, however, lies in changing things from a relative state of peace and awareness, but also allowing life to unfold based on our current awareness. And this awareness is ever expanding. But unless we can break out of our identifications, this can be hard to see. So identification is obviously who you have identified yourself with, your job, your character, your values. So these are these ever changing, or are these fixed? And that is how you see yourself is the question. So our true identity, we are afraid to lose this identity as this is who we think we really are. The first step is to realize we know very little. This is the first key step to true learning and awakening. This may sound a little abstract, but if we cannot empty ourselves with our preconceptions, we are seemingly then full and therefore not empty and so not open to learn. Spiritually, this is where many, if not most of us are. Pragmatically, this identity is a product of our surroundings, environment, and upbringing, amongst other aspects and variables. So basically, the question is, are you a subject of your surroundings? Which ultimately and generally speaking, yes, most of us are subject, but it's not our true identity. Our true identity is that we are all part of the one conscious, infinite, intelligent / God, call it what you will at this stage, expanding and expressing. A layer deeper, we could say that nothing is destroyed, but everything is fulfilled. This you will know or one day awaken to, which we all share in eternity, which is now. Death is but an illusion, but you can only believe in one or the other. Only one is true. And so we do not have to be bound by a limited perspective on who we think we are and what we are capable of. We are unlimited and eternal. Letting go and becoming aware. This does take a level of awareness, as mentioned, or one could call it awakening to this concept, fact, notion, idea of being unlimited and eternal. But once you touch on this, it becomes quite freeing, and it allows you to see beyond the limited you in this time and space. Perhaps for some it is having that feeling of scrambling around, trying to figure out everything and accrue all sorts of knowledge and wealth, etc. So sit back, let go, and let your next step be with the knowledge and power of your unlimitedness, placing your next step in peace and confidence, and watch life unfold accordingly. Only in the now is this possible. Would you agree or perhaps investigate that sometimes we would rather identify with our current state or go back to old habits, so we have an excuse to not succeeding due to fear of potential failure or being different? In essence, identifying again with who we think we are, as opposed to stepping out of fear and embracing new horizons that are novel and expressing in different ways. This fear and control is also based on what general society dictates due to the shared conscious limited thinking. Again, this is generalizing. Expanding and expressing. Can you let go of the bonds and start to experience and express? Start off small if necessary and see how it feels. Cut certain ties if need be with certain people and habits that don't serve you, to evolve in new or novel ways and explore. Why not? What are you holding on to? And what do you think you know? To get some perspective, we are apparently spinning on a planet called Earth, somewhere in the universe, so we really should let go of all apparent limitations. Remember and practice. Are you afraid to lose your identity, as perhaps this is but a limited perspective of yourself you have identified with? Are you afraid that if you change or express yourself differently, you might be ridiculed by others or not understood by others? Losing connection perhaps, and that scares you? But this is ultimately illusory, and living non-authentically anyway is not real. And a layer deeper, we are all one consciousness expressing and experiencing. We have only forgotten this, and need only to remember who we really are once again. We also fear any changes to ourselves, that we will lose that part of us which we believe makes us who we are. Which is this part, is the question. Ultimately, nothing is ever lost. The real, core, totally beautiful, awesome you is a unique signature of the one Creator expressing itself through and with us in different ways. On a pragmatic or practical level, we could say that everything is changing, whether we like it or not. We can change with life and flow, or stay rigid and attempt staying the way we are and see how that serves us. The point being is, what is serving you? Peace and joy are indicators of how you are living in harmony and how you navigate through and how that is serving. Sorry, that's a little bit of a typo there. How you are navigating through life and how that is serving you. No condemnation in that comment, just investigate and let any form of pain and suffering point the way back. When you watch a powerful or inspirational movie or listen to something inspirational that uplifts or triggers beauty or grandeur, and that sense of anything being possible, that is truth. That didn't come from the movie or a quote or what you were listening to. that was already there within you, that was invoked or reflected back to you. Most of the time, we either subdue this feeling for various reasons due to fear, or we just forget and get pulled back into the limited system. But it's fine, nothing good nor bad, but what we make of it. We are just on a journey through life and experiencing as we go. So just to hold there, it's not about wrong or right. If you are limited, unlimited, and all part of consciousness, it's all experience. Wrong and right is something that has become a label, and the fear of God and the hellfire that has been instilled, which is not accurate at all. Okay, so following on, but it can be quite an amazing experience and lived more abundantly. All we need to do is remember and practice these higher learnings that inspire and uplift, which become habits and eventually realized at our core and who we truly are. We are not limited to a small identity, but we are part of the whole, unlimited God consciousness, infinite intelligence, which is ever expanding. Okay, and just to end off, guys, this video is of course based on a limited perception and viewpoint and can only point a step in the right direction. There are of course truths in these words, but ultimately you are your best teacher, and at this current point in life these words will either resonate with you or not. The only way to see if these principles and ideas work is by or through experience. So another little typo, but you get the point. So may this add great value to your life and journey. We are all actually afraid of the beauty and grandeur that we are. Course in Miracles. Cool, guys, though. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this has added awesome value, and catch you on the next one. Cheers.